J. Smith exposes deceptions and treacheries of Christian missionaries.
Let me give you an example of a C6 that I saw in Australia. 3 couples had just finished seminary there in Melbourne. They then went to become missionaries to the local community there in the center of Melbourne, the local Muslim community. So in order to do that, they took on a C6 model themselves. So these are evangelical Christians, Australian Christians, who have Bible degree behind them, who went and joined the Muslim community. They took on Muslim name, they wore Muslim dress, they moved into the community, they became part of the mosque, started teaching within the mosque. Because of their ability to understand Scripture, they quickly rose up through the ranks and became, in one case, just underneath an imam of the mosque. One of my colleagues kept in contact with them, but they stopped all relationship with the Christian church, stopped all relationship with their own indigenous church. And this one of my friends who then would keep contact, the only contact they would have was with her.
Are Christian missionaries doing taqiyya?
Taqiyya is one of Islam's religiously acceptable forms of deception. It involves lying to protect yourself or to protect the Muslim community.
Taqiyya literally means fear. According to some Islamic scholars, if Muslims are endangered of their life, or tortured, for no other reason, except for having Islamic faith, it is allowed for those Muslims to pretend as if they have rejected their Islamic faith, to save their life. Are these forms of taqiyya taught in the Bible? In Genesis, chapter 20, verse 2-11, and chapter 26, verse 7-9, Abraham and Isaac both falsely testified about their wife as sister, to protect their life. Are these Christian missionaries doing taqiyya, that is pretending to be Muslim, to save their life? No. Christian missionaries are lying, pretending and deceiving to spread Christianity. This is how Christian missionaries convert non-Christians to Christianity. The one true God stands for truth and honesty, and does not approve lie, pretension, and deception. Christian missionaries are emissaries of Satan. Christian missionaries are simply following satanic ways of deception and treachery to draft more minions. Did J. Smith ever participated in such shameful treachery and deception?
Well, actually, I was introduced to the antecedent to the Insider movement when I was going through Fuller Seminary, studying under Dr. Dudley Woodbury back in the 1980s, early 1980s. My wife and I were there getting a master's in Islamic studies before we were sent out to the country of Senegal, West Africa. And so we saw what was going on. We saw the missionaries, and certainly what the seminary was doing at that time. We were told at that time that it was, of course, the name Insider didn't exist. It was more contextualization. I studied under Dr. Kraft and Dr. Hebert. So I understudied under those who were, you might say, the fathers of the whole contextual movement. Both my wife and I went to Senegal assuming that we would use contextualization. It was the key word at that time. It was the key paradigm. We went to Senegal, West Africa. We found that the Muslims there wore grand boubous, so I bought many grand boubous. They're very expensive. There are these beautiful flowing robes with a beautiful filigree in the front, and they cost an awful lot of money. We were told we should go to the mosque, so we went to the mosque. We prayed with the Muslims in the mosque. We thought that this was being contextual. I grew a very long beard. I had a beard down to here. If you see pictures of back then, I looked fierce. And it was very contextual. I took on an Islamic name, a local name, so did my wife. So for all practical purposes, we thought we were culturally adapting, culturally contextualizing to Islam. And it didn't take very long before the Muslims started clapping me on the back and saying, "It's so good to see you've converted."
Beware of such Satans, in disguise of human being. The religion of the one true God does not require falsehood, deception, pretension, treachery, and satanic ways to guide mankind to righteousness.
O you who believe, stand out firmly for justice as witnesses to the God, even though it be against yourselves, or your parents, or your kin, be he rich or poor, the God is a better protector to both. So follow not the lusts, lest you may avoid justice. And if you distort your witness or refuse to give it, verily, the God is ever well acquainted with what you do.
For better understanding of tachia, click here.
Like, share, and subscribe to create awareness. We are also available on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and Pal Talk.